Okay, so as we kick off our meeting, I printed this article for you guys today, and in fact, I sent this article to some friends of mine in St. Louis this morning, knowing that we have the momentous news that a team is going to Los Angeles, which was announced last night, but we also have a lot of friends and colleagues in St. Louis who are probably not very happy today, or feeling the pain, and so I sent this article to a couple of those people this morning in St. Louis, and I wanted to start off our meeting here reading some of these and talking a little bit about why I think this is so critical for us as we head into 2016, knowing that we have a Super Bowl, we have the draft, we have our National Student Ambassador Summit, we have our 5th year anniversary and the celebration of our anniversary, hosting our first big time event. So I tweeted this out first thing this morning, as some of you guys might have noticed, and I think that as we embark on what may be one of our busiest years yet, between our social innovation events, our town halls, our leadership roundtable, I didn't think we could do more, but I think our plans include more than maybe this organization has ever done in its history. But I think the most important thing about this article, and I'll walk through a couple of these points, is that I want everyone to go into it with the glasses half full. And if you have that kind of attitude, you can achieve absolutely anything. And as I was reading these 50 different motivating tips, a couple of them rung true as we start to kick off this meeting. Number one, you can do anything. I'm a huge believer that this organization can do anything, and we have proven time and time again that sometimes we may come up with the most out-of-the-box ideas, but we not only figure out a way to make them work, we figure out a way to make them sizzle. And that's really important as we head into the year and think about, how do we want to celebrate our 5th birthday party? Why do we want it to be young and childlike and like we are as an organization? And so a kid thinks they can do anything. We should think we can do anything because we are an extension of their voice. Number 5, look, there will be challenges. There are always challenges. We've hit many of them. The question is, what do we do when we're faced with a challenge? How are we leaning on one another? Don't allow a situation to get to that level without leaning on one another and raising your hand and saying, I need help. And you know what? If that's 3 of us who need to roll up our sleeves and sit here until 9 o'clock at night or solve things at 2 o'clock in the morning, we're going to hit challenges because we're doing more than we've ever done before. But the only way for us to succeed is to use our voice and to say when we need help. I love number 6. I just thought this was like so great. There is no perfect time. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, forget about it. There's no such thing. You know, David, we've been talking about when to host our first big gala. You know what? There is no perfect time. There's no perfect day, but we got to make it perfect. And this is the year we're going to make it perfect because it's our opportunity to celebrate the things that we've done for 5 years. And as you know, our partners have a 50-year legacy in the NFL. Our dairy farmers have a 100-year legacy in schools. So we may be 5, but the partners who have supported and uplifted us have legacy on their mind, and with good reason, because they are some of the most established institutions in the country. As you look forward, one step at a time, huge believer in that. Sometimes it means baby steps, sometimes it means big leaps. You know me, I prefer to sprint versus marathons, and all the wise executives teach me that life is a marathon and not a sprint, and yet I still like to sprint. And as you know, I jokingly say that when I'm home in Westchester, the people who do know me in Westchester think that I'm Forrest Gump because I'm always running. The point being, whether it's a sprint or a marathon, we gotta constantly keep running. And even as we're sitting here right now, we should be in running mode. We may be talking about an event that's 10 months from now. It should feel like it's tomorrow morning. So what are we gonna do today to create urgency? To me, that is probably the #1 most critical thing we talk about today. Look, mistakes are learning opportunities. We're gonna hit some bumps in the road. We're gonna make mistakes. We've made plenty before. We'll make plenty ahead, particularly since we're going into places that we may not be comfortable in. That's okay. I'm cool with mistakes, but let's fess up to them and let's solve them quickly. Let's not wait for them to fester. Let's get on them. I love this whole notion. Someday is today. Make every day count. And number 18, I talk about this all the time. Everything has to be earned. We got to work hard. And we are a reflection of all of our partners. It's about stewardship. It's about the kinds of things that we're doing every single day. And every move that we make is a reflection on our investment in our partners, their investment in us, and at the end of the day, the investment in the kids that we're working with. So let's make sure that we earn it. We earn their respect and their gratitude. Number 32, I truly believe this. There is no problem that we can't overcome. We are going to face things that we don't even know about today. And I'm telling you, many of it may be around the gala. We're going to have new fundraising elements that we haven't thought about. There's going to be event activation strategies. There's going to be a whole host of other things. We're going to hit them. Let's just overcome them. Let's think outside the box. Let's open up our Rolodex. It's not any one person's Rolodex. It's multiple people's relationships, asking for favors. And you know what? This is the year to ask for favors. Ask your friends. Do they know so-and-so who could perhaps give something to the auction? Do they know so-and-so who could potentially buy a table at our event? I mean, now is the time. Let's not be shy about that. We're doing it for the right reasons, the right cause, the right time. So let's ask. It's okay to ask. We so rarely ask for help in this organization. We are such doers, but it's okay to ask. It's okay to lean on folks. And then finally, the last two, last couple that of course you know me, that I absolutely love. I can't win unless I try. And you know me, I like to win. But the only way we're going to know what failure or success is like is by giving it a try.
We can't be afraid to fail.
We cannot be afraid to fail. Well said, David.
Because if
Failure is the only way we're going to learn. And yeah, heaven willing, we won't have any major failures then. You'll keep your job, we'll all keep our jobs, but I could not agree more. And I think the most important thing, when I looked at the last page, I looked at 48 and 50. I'm doing this for more than just me. Please don't ever forget it. I know I forget it sometimes because we're working so hard. Every decision we make is a reflection on that farmer working 24/7 every single day. Every decision we make is a reflection on those clubs, those teams, those players, that sweat equity. It's a reflection on all the kids who share with us, who invest in us, who believe in us, who think we can take them forward. We have to constantly remember that you're doing this for more than this organization, more than the parties and partners, that the ripple effect, the domino effect of the kinds of things that we're going to do is enormous. And we have to constantly recognize we are reaching 38 million kids every single day. The decisions we make in this room affect their lives. How do we make sure that we earn it? We keep we keep in mind how much trust and faith comes with it, but this fiduciary responsibility that it's bigger than us and it's bigger than this room. And finally, look, if nothing else, this is going to make for a good story. So at the end of this year, I hope that we spend the end of 16 like we spent the end of 15 doing what was our gift exchange?
Elephant.
The white elephant. I want another great white elephant at the end of this year. Maybe that's why I'm in white. No. But I was so proud of our year-end party, and I think we had such fun and such honesty, and we played. And probably it was one of the first and rare times that we let our hair down all of last year, because everyone on this team worked more than anyone could ever ask of them. And I know that that's the kind of people are sitting in this room, and that's what makes you so unique and so special. And I feel so honored to be around people who are like that. But let's do it again, but let's do it knowing we've done a lot in 5 years. and what can we do in the next 5, and why is this year going to define the future, the legacy of everything that we've achieved over the past 5 years. When we walk into Super Bowl 50, everyone's going to be talking about legacy. It's the legacy fund. It's what they're leaving their communities. When you look at the National Dairy Council 100 years, it's about what they have achieved and what are they going to do for the next 100 years. Let's think about what have we done, what can we be doing, and as we enter into a new administration, what is our role? What is our role over the next 5 years in an administration that may have a different point of view around a health disparity or a cause? We have a fiduciary responsibility to treat it as though it is our #1 cause, even though we may not have someone next like the First Lady and Michelle Obama, who created this great thing called Let's Move that has really uplifted us and everyone else around us. So how are we going to chart the course? What is our path? And how does our path begin today, not only for 16, but for 17 and beyond? So what I'm going to say to you guys is I'm going to ask Lauren to put these 50 different thoughts. And at different days in which you are either feeling like I'm stuck on number 12, we should all go back and look, why are you stuck on number 12? How can we help you overcome number 12? Or you know what, I'm feeling like it's number 18 today. Today is the day. Let's start to look back at that and ask ourselves why, and have something that is filled with positivity so that we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way. But this is the year of, God bless you, of great pride, a lot of work, a lot of rolling up your sleeves, some countless hours, to say the least. I have a feeling we may be some all-nighters, but let's just make sure that we keep coming back to the why, how it's achieving our goals, what it's going to do for the long term, how it's uplifting our partners, and most importantly, how is it helping the kids who have given us the responsibility of helping share their story. So let's kick it off. Let's do it. I was looking at David mostly because he's sitting there going,